board. Feeling better though, kinda.
Hello, everyone. Chris Palmer, as you've just heard, saying he's feeling better now after COVID. So now glad to hear that, Chris. Before we do talk again, check out ODYS, guys. Top right-hand corner there on your screen. The link is below if you're interested in age domains. They can even provide done-for-you websites. And if you want to launch or invest money in a wee online venture, that is entirely up to you. But check them out, guys. Great marketplace for age domains. And also bear in mind to put your questions in the live chat. Let us know who's there, where you're from, and all of that stuff. We've got Patrick Rice in there. Hello, Patrick. Good to see you, mate. And also not forgetting to give us a little like and subscribe on this channel and also over on Chris Palmer SEO, where he is still churning out videos like a fucker. But I'm coming back, Chris. I'm going to start chugging out videos like no one's business again. I had a little period where I just felt I couldn't really offer more than I already did, because I've got like 850 videos out there, pretty much covering every single topic. But it's time to come back in and maybe refresh some stuff. But curious, Chris, for a question from me to you. You've got 600 plus videos now on your YouTube. You've done it different from me, whereas I uploaded a hell of a lot in one go from old courses and whatnot, whereas you have just been consistent for the, certainly for the past few years, since I've seen you like videos every other day.
Yeah.
How do you come up with fresh ideas? Like, there's only so many ways you can tell people how to fucking rank a GMB, but you consistently still come up with ideas. Where does the ideas come from?
New projects. So as I'm doing new projects in different niches, or I learn little quirks, it gives me ideas or questions from the audience. I'll always post like either comments or polls, and I'll say, hey, what do you want to learn? Or notice like in your comments too, people will ask you questions related.
Yeah.
And then that'll give me ideas. So the questions, the comments, the polls, and then just working on projects.
Interesting. Yeah, as I was saying to you, like, I just feel I had like 800 videos, and I'm like, I don't want to just shit out video after video just for the sheer hell of it. But there comes a time where you have to start getting back into it again and putting out some new content. So that is where I'm at. I'm going to do a whole bunch over the next few months. Not sure I'll ever compete with you in terms of volume, but hey. So if anyone's got any ideas of shit they want to see, let me know. Shoot me a message, or even leave it in the chat.
Well, it took me a while that there's three channels going on, and it took me just this year to figure this out. Like, there's some viewers that are longer term, like a news channel, right? Like some of them are longer watchers. So you have your like stream guys. Then you have like some of the like the younger guys or like the newer people, they want those shorts. And then they have the stuff that's like your ranking content, like just your, like, people might find it, they might like you, then they'll watch your longer stuff, and then maybe they'll flip through, right? So I think there's three channels of people. Took a while to figure that out, actually.
You and me both. It's certainly a steep learning curve, trying to figure it all out. But hey, it's fun. So I will be back with more content, guys. Hello, LinkedIn user, whoever you are. There's another one here with a hello. Like, due to your settings, it's not allowing your name to pull through. But hey, whoever you are. Monsieur, nice meeting you in Barca. That was good to see you, mate, in person, and obviously nice to have someone taking my ticket. At least it went to some good use, so always good. Actar, how are you, mate? Chris, have you Oh, Chris has went on. No, he's there. He's there. I didn't know if he just fucking disappeared.
My freaking dog was harassing me. I had to kick him out.
Oh man. But Live IRL fan is asking on your thoughts on the Ahrefs video released today about YouTube SEO. Have you looked at it?
No, I have not. I don't.
Please, Chris, help me
out
because I've not.
That's like taking tips from like Neil or like Brian or like Ahrefs. Like, you know, the game they're playing is wildly different than the game that I'm playing or like a normal business owner is playing. Like those tactics might work for somebody, but not us other guys. Duh. You know, like oh, I produce high quality content. Like, yeah, all right. That's good. Good. I can pretty much recite the video. I guarantee. You know, make sure your titles are well described and your description is 1,500 characters, and make sure you have a thumbnail that pops out with the keyword on it. Right? Let me guess. That's the video.
You know? Let us know, Live IRL fan, if that is the video. If not, it'll be something along those lines. But hey, there you go. Patrick Rice is laughing at one of the jokes. But a LinkedIn user, how would you say SEO has changed in the last 10 years, Chris?
In the last 10 years, you know, I think GMB changes quite consistently. I think the amount of content that needs to be put in, very little has changed, but a lot has changed, right? I still think the main fundamentals stand from when I started until now. I just think it takes a little bit more care, effort, and time in order to actually rank something.
Yeah,
you know?
It's evolved rather than changed is what I would normally say when asked that question. You know, we all know that content works. We all know that shitting out, you know, tons and tons of spammy pages no longer works. You know, the job was easier 10 years ago. You know, using whatever tactics you wanted to use. But like you say, Chris, I think you've hit the nail on the head. Is you just have to take more time and put a bit more effort in. Quality has went up. I think, you know, the barrier to entry into SEO, the quality is massively in, whereas back in the day, any old plonker could come in and fucking come in and probably do reasonably well, you know, with the bare basics. So that's all I can say. Is it's evolved and the tactics have changed and the approaches have changed and that's it. You know, links are links, content's content, but the quality levels have to be a little bit higher now. Good morning, Chris, Alec. Good to see you, mates. Morning. Hello from another LinkedIn user. Your name's not appearing on the screen, but hello anyway. Facebook user. So, guys, anyone where it says Facebook user, LinkedIn user, you need to allow StreamYard to capture your data so that your name comes through. If you want your name to appear, it's also good to ask questions as Facebook user as well. It's no problem. But just in case you think we're just calling you Facebook user for the hell of it, that is what's coming up next to the comments. Is there a benefit in powering up WordPress or Blogspot to drive links to your site and off-page guest posts? So basically, tiered link building, Chris. Is there a point to it?
I think there's a point to it. I enjoy it. I think there's a point to it depending on the budget that you're working with. You know, you can get away with a lot more from, you know, powering up your first tier because you don't want to use if you can afford to use high quality links throughout the whole campaign, great. But I think when you want to get a lot of power or more power to a site, it's good to already build to what you've already built first. So I think it's effective. Well, I know it's effective. And I utilize it pretty consistently. Yeah. So I like it.
Many who are doing it. Believe you me, a lot of people are powering up their shit. That could be the difference between you and the next guy. So get on it. Theo, good afternoon, mates. Theo from London. Chris, I saw your recent videos when you ranked New York SEO expert with lorem ipsum content. Congrats for this. How would you make a manual entity's research? Your tool is not working in his language. He's based in Spain, by the way.
Yeah, unfortunately. So all we did was make an iteration off of the TextRaiser script that they give freely. As long as you can build a scraper, you can make you can use other languages. So if that helps you, great. And then as far as congrats, how would you make manual entity search? Oh yeah, that's the best thing. I end topic too, if you don't want to make your own tool, which is really easy. They give you the script for free. But with that being said, just use end topic. That pulls in all of the LSI co-occurring keywords. Also, too, Google has an NLP, and they'll give you everything too. Just open up a Jupyter notebook. There's a million walkthroughs on how to pull that information out. It's dirt cheap, it's easy, it's fast. And if you don't want to do it, or you think it's like too complicated, get $5, go over to Fiverr and say, hey, I need you to take this data and put it over here in Jupyter. People will do it for you, man. Super cheap, super fast, super easy. You have it done in a day. That's what I do.
What, you pay someone else to do it?
If it's something that I need written in code, and it's like a first project, yeah, because I could probably figure it out. But why spend 2 weeks on something when I could pay $5 or $10 and have it done?
Yeah, that clever move. I always say delegate shitty tasks like that just bog you down and take too much time.
Heck yeah.
Paul Hogden, the double C and CP, good evening. Whilst Paul is here, guys, SEOunderground.co.uk, 4th of October in London, in the UK. He's going to be there, and it is a great event. So early bird tickets are on sale. Go check it out. Patrick is creating a proposal for a potential client. He wants to show them how valuable ranking for the primary keyword is. Continued in the next message. Google Keyword Planner is showing the top of page estimate is $11 and high range is $46. Estimated clicks for ranking organically for the keyword is £1,350 per month. Does it make sense to state advertisers are paying from $14,850 to $62,910 per month? Would you throw that in to a pitch for a potential client, or is that too much? I didn't even know what this means. That's the thing.
Page ranks for more than one keyword, and I think you're breaking it down too much. That page that you're going to rank, like you could go to the top performing website and pull in the actual organic clicks that they're receiving from Google. Because even though like the monthly search volume is this and AdWords says that, like what's the top guy actually getting? What's the second guy actually getting for that keyword? It's probably wildly different than what ads say. So you could break it down like that and say, hey, this page will probably rank for 50, 60 keywords. You owe me this. Or you could just come up with something fair and work with the client from there. But just know this as a baseline. Hey, if you went to Google Ads, you're going to be paying $45 a click.
Yeah.
So if you want to break it down like that, I think it depends on the type of person you're talking to. Some people are going to want those stats and logistics, and they're going to want that type of information. I think it really depends on who you're talking to in the pitch. When you're closing them on a monthly or recurring deal, that's when you'll have to decide. It depends on the person. What kind of questions are they answering? Am I going to give them those types of figures if they don't want it? No.
I agree, Chris, for what it's worth. Too broken down, and I think it would go in one ear and out the other with most people. But again, like you say, if a client wants it, fuck it.
Some guys are analytical. You know, some people are just going to say, I was paying this much at Google. Can you help me? Yes. Yes, I can. So.
How's caravan life today? It is all right. It's all right. I'm in a caravan right now, Chris. Well, a kind of lodgy type caravan. But we are leaving right after this show. My wife's got toothache and can't get a fucking dentist down here. So we need to go back up the road. We tried dental hospital, tried some local dentists. Apparently, if you're on holiday and you get the toothache, you're fucked. So
that's an RV that you're sitting in?
Yeah.
Sheesh, that's a nice one. Is that yours?
Nah, just a rented one, dude. It's got fucking toilets and everything in it, kitchen over there.
Nice.
It's decent, man. Decent size.
Wow, that's like a freaking house. Yeah, that's
it
nice.
Is. But yeah, we came here just to take my son to a caravan park. The wife felt it would be good to play with other kids and all that shit. But weather's not been great. But it's a nice caravan and it's been all right. But going home tonight. Biz Tour. I bought a DR30 expired domain with a ton of content. However, the site did state that the content was copyrighted. I can't seem to find any business entity registered in the US. The site was US based. So, Chris, what happens in this instance? You've done this shit in the US, so I don't know the laws over there.
Well, the content was copyrighted, like every word. I find that hard to believe. I could see trademarks. Yeah, like I might do a couple searches, like some quote searches, and see if it's anywhere else, just in case, and see what kind of brand it is or company it is, like who owned it beforehand. Like, to copyright all the content on a site seems a little absurd, but you know, I wouldn't use their branding or their logos or their images or their likeness in any type of way. I wouldn't use their brand name in any way. If it's a branded website, I wouldn't touch it. If it says I wouldn't touch any of that. But the content, you know, a slight modification should be good to go. But I would double check and make sure that it's not posted anywhere else, and make sure no one else like me or Craig got to it first.
Or just run it through Quillbot and then it's unique to you.
Or just paraphrase it. Yeah.
Just
wrap it up.
I would tweak it, Theo, for sure. Naomi Carlin, yeah, I think that SEO has changed because we have multi-channel to gain traffic, other than we spent budget and paid. We now have influencers to gain much traffic or specific or multi-products. I gained experience in the USA via this method. This method works for product selling on a website. Very impressive. And affiliate marketing and blogging also. I thought there was going to be a question there.
Yeah. Running traffic to a site works, yes. Yes, it does. Regardless if you pay for it or not.
Is there an easier average cost per click available on Google Keyword Planner, which would give a simple number for a client? Sorry for the long question, but sending this out today and double checking it's true. So the first thing here, Chris, is the Google Keyword Planner anywhere close to being accurate?
I think it's going to give you an average number, but there is a way. It's been a while since I went in there. There's a way to get more accurate data. I forget the exact way to set that up. But there is a way to get more accurate data. However, I would look at that as more like an average. You know, do you want to use that? Do you want to use SEMrush? I mean, it's a good talking point, and everyone knows who Google is. So if you want to utilize that, depends on how skilled the customer is. You know, just don't steer them wrong. You know, let them know that these are the basic averages, and this is what the cost of my services are going to be. You know, be fair, be upfront. This is what Google's stating. Take a look at the top performer, though, and see, like, what are they actually generating from this keyword? And make sure you weave that into your pitch, too, because it's clear as day. So.
Good points. Fahad, thanks for these webinars. No worries. Guys, do keep your questions coming, and also make sure you do give us a like on the video, because I know a lot of guys watch, but never like, never comment, never do anything. So we do appreciate the engagement on these if you can. Hello, Maeve. Hope you're well. I'm still laughing at Maeve's comment yesterday with Brad and Mike. Well, we're talking about drunken purchases. Like, you always buy domains when you've had a few and buy shit you regret. And Maeve says to Brad and Mike that their course or their NFG thing was one of her drunken purchases that she regrets, which was funny. You had to be there though. So G.A. Boyd is asking the question with tiered links. How heavy do you guys go with your targeted anchors?
On tiered sites, I usually go exact. When I'm turning it out, I go exact. But when I'm building into the main site, I usually go naked or branded.
You can be very aggressive on your tiered link building, to be fair. So hopefully that answers your question, G.A. Boyd. Do you guys know how to get a website to feature in the Google newsfeed? Yes. Chris, is it easy to do though?
I'm not the guy to ask for that. That's not something I ever went for, to be honest with you.
There's courses out there. magicpr.com actually sells a course on how to get Google News approved. I've got my website Google News approved, my LinkedIn Google News approved, my Twitter Google News approved. My YouTube was Google News approved, but there was a little problem with that. Google didn't like it. For whatever reason, there was a bit of testing on that, but it is very, very easy to get your website featured in the Google News feed. Holly Starks is another one who has literally got, I would say hundreds, but it's more likely to be thousands of Google News approved websites in her network. So it can be done relatively easy and straightforward. There's a few nuances in there, but I know Magic PR sell a specific course on it, giving you a walkthrough guide, or you can simply reach out to Madge at Magic PR and just tell them to do it for you. Easy enough to do that. That was my method. I can't be asked fucking around with that stuff. It's a Madge sort me out geezer, and Madge sorted me out. So happy days. Seo Conspiracy, how are you? You watch out. He is rebooting his podcast. We need to do something together. I'm always up for jumping on podcasts or live streams or whatever. So feel free to ping me. I don't know, Chris, are you up for doing that? And
yeah, we wanted to get together. We just our times never aligned. So if he's back fired up again, I'm ready. Absolutely.
Who's behind SEO Conspiracy?
Leon or French guy. I forget. I think it's like Leon, the SEO book guy, I believe.
I know who it is. Laurent. Yeah, I know who that is. Yeah. I think that's how you say it. That sounded a bit French, but yeah. Just curious in case there was another SEO conspiracy, but yeah, I'm always up for doing something, man. Anthony Farrelly is asking, what's the fastest you've ranked a keyword, and what is the best practice for ranking fast? So, Chris, you're doing all these fucking crazy tests, SEO expert in New York and all that shit. How long did that take? Like, what's the fastest way to do that?
Those pages, I got one in Chicago too, which was really fun. But that's not ranking though. It's page 2, so that doesn't count. So depending on the level of difficulty will wildly determine how fast you can get it to rank, like top 5, top 3. So the fastest way to do that is to be on a authoritative domain that's surrounding that topic already, or go for a super weak competition keyword. So either do it on an authoritative domain that's surrounding that topic, or go for a super weak keyword and you'll rank super fast. So I think as long as you're following best on-page SEO practices, you know, title tag, H1s, making sure you have the right headers, right word counts, right densities, these things. As long as you're on an authoritative domain, or go after a super easy keyword, which is I see a lot of tests, people doing that, you'll rank just fine. Fast.
There you go. Nick Hill. I built a rank and rent plumbing site. It has been around 1 month, but the problem is that my homepage is ranking for my service keywords like emergency plumber in Brookings, Oregon. So he's crazily had his homepage. You know, that comes down to your initial start. Now, why would you put your service keywords on your homepage in the first place? Is a key mistake. And I've done it a million times, and I've done it with my homepage. I had SEO Glasgow on there once, and you know what? I could never get the inner page ranking. After 2 or 3 years down the line, thinking, shit, I've fucking ballsed up at the start. But what would you say to help Nick Hill here, Chris? Is there a way around it? It's only a month in, so he's not going to have the same problem that I had potentially with my homepage being the main one that gets all the traffic. It had all the links and all that shit, and I couldn't get the inner page to rank.
And that's probably the issue there is, A, you're probably optimized around those other keywords, or they're showing up, right? So detuning the optimization. The next thing would be maximizing the amount of internal links going to the pages that you actually want to rank from the homepage and other pages. And then last but not least, like you just mentioned, was the links coming in to those specific pages. So you're probably building links to the homepage. That's pretty typical at the start of a campaign. You probably have the keywords on there, and there's probably not enough internal links going to the pages that you actually want to rank, right? Plus, we didn't talk about the structuring of the overall website, like how far back did you put those pages? How many links did you build? Like, there's some questions there, but if you follow those 3 steps, you'll probably start picking up traction.
Yeah,
you should.
Yeah, you should. But good luck with it. But he went on to say, not in first page, but second page, there are no searches for that keyword, though. I had built service page too. I would de-optimize your homepage. You know, that's something that has to happen. And if there's no searches for the keyword, then fuck it. You know, de-optimize it. Nothing much to lose there, and do as Chris said. And you will be on the right path.
Make the homepage branded and make sure the internal links, a lot of the flow is going to the pages that you want to rank, like from everywhere. They're going to that page. Make sure you're building links to those pages. Or if you have like your location pages, you probably have a top level page where they're all housed. Build some links to that page. Make sure a lot of internal links are going there. Yeah, you'll be on the right track. You're early on. I
just kicked myself when I done it, Chris, because I didn't know what I wanted to do. I had my agency. Then I was launching my personal brand, and I just put up a website and said SEO Glasgow on it, you know, done a bit of personal branding and all that fucking bollocks, and before you know it, I was fucked. So I should have sat down. I should have known better. But hey, fucking, you're never too clever. But
that's right.
Holly is also your girl for Google News, says Paul Ogden. Actor, I have a query regarding my Drank website. Let me share a few aspects. The website is 5 months old. It's hit by the May core update and has totally disappeared from the SERP. But now he's recovered the site by applying a few techniques. Still confused, 160 posts on his website, but only 19 articles are indexed in Google and get a few impressions. Yes, he did interlinking. So his question is, how does he index all of his articles to get proper traffic? Can he start his off page even though his site's been hit? So what would you advise someone who's got 19 out of 160 articles indexed? There's something wrong with the content there, Chris, right?
Yeah, you got to fix that up. It's density. It's not. There's something up there. I mean, especially if it's not showing up. I'd go back in there and really take a look at that content. And then you said there's internal linking, but take a look at your structure too. So take a look at the overall site architecture. Take a look at those pages. Is it long enough? Is the density too high? Like there's something there with the content. So I would take a drastic look at that. Make sure it's getting, is it page 3, page 2? Then start adding links,
And also,
not page 8. Yeah.
Also consider the intent of the search term as well. What do you have on there? So people often think, just go away and add a few more words or, a few more subheadings or something, and then you've sorted the page out. Google is not going to rank a page that serves the wrong intent, or shouldn't be ranking a page that serves the wrong intent. So intent is something you have to consider as well. If you're trying to flog something when someone's looking for information, don't do it. Just don't do it. That's the way Google's looking at the website. So just consider that as well. As I say, without seeing your content or anything like that, it's hard to say. But if it's all the best this and the best that, forget it, man. You have to change it up.
For sure.
That's just got to happen. And Chase is here. Chase, did you buy the Lambo? I seen the picture. Chase was talking about a Lambo. So
Chase is out there buying Lambos, huh?
You know what's quite cool? Chase is a great guy, by the way. Offers a lot of value to the industry. What I didn't realize, Chris, and I love people's stories of where they came from, how they got to where they are, and all that stuff. I didn't realize Chase was homeless 7 years ago. So I didn't know that, Chase. I came across something on Facebook, I think, and Chase has built himself up over the years and is now talking about buying a Lambo. So that is remarkable stuff. And he's a great guy and offers a lot of value. So check out Chase Rayner. But it's great to see someone come from down here to up there. And I know most of us have came from some form of down there to up there. I was left school with nothing, and everything I've got now is something that I've had to work harder than most for. Nothing was handed to me, and I know Chris has come from a similar kind of thing where he's had to work for everything. So it's great to see. I love seeing people building up from the ground up. So good job, Chase. Nikhil, I learn a lot with your free videos. It's insane. Free content it's fucking insane, Chris. But anyway, Laurent Burelli. That is the name, Laurent. Facebook user is asking any tips of negative SEO to a competitor. Do it to someone's asking about negative SEO. They're asking for a friend. What I'd ask here, Chris, is let me change it slightly. Where is your time best spent doing SEO for yourself or trying to fuck someone else up? Is negative SEO really worth the hassle? Because it is a job in itself. Would you spend the time trying to fuck someone up, or would you concentrate on your own thing?
I'd just try to stick to my own stuff. Well, and working with other people.
I think it's the best way to do it. I'm not publicly going to sit here and say, here's how to do negative SEO to someone. Can it be done? Is it a real thing? Can you cause problems for someone? Absolutely, yes. But I think trying to damage another man or woman's business and taking food off someone else's table, I'm just not a fan of that. I think, being good at what you do and trying to outrank someone or whatever is your best bet. I know people will be surprised that we say that, Chris, but they'll probably go, use two fuckers talk about a lot of dodgy stuff. But one thing I've never done is take food off another man's table. and tried to fuck them up. And I could potentially try it, but time is best being spent on other things.
That's right.
Stephen Buchanan, he wants to beat Chase, stuck in he stuck in an extra buck. So I appreciate that, Stephen.
Thanks, Steve.
At least you beat Chase at something. Who's the first one to get a Lambo, though? That is the thing. Nickel, and what would be your tips to rank his website? He doesn't have a GMB, which I checked affects 25% of your local ranking. So Nickel, I think, to answer your question, you're going to have to go and check your content first and foremost. Get that shit sorted. 19 pages out of 160 or whatever it was is very low. I'd be concerning myself with that before you start to sort out GMBs or any of that other stuff. But GMBs is a whole different ballgame. Get the foundational stuff done first.
Whole nother animal.
You're a month in. Lawrence basically said, Nico, you're asking a lot for a new domain. Get the basics done properly. Mate, the fact that you've went out to fucking hell. Chase is stuck in $100.
There you go.
Thank you, Chase. Thank you, Chase. Chase is the top man, Stephen Buchanan. But don't do this, guys. Don't do this. Don't get into that fight. I had a fight with Charles Float once, where we were. There was a guy running a marathon. He's an SEO guy called Dom Hodgson, and Charles put in 10 quid, so I wanted to beat him, so I put in 15. Then he put in 50. Then I put in 75. Then he put in 100. Then I put in 500. Then he put in $1,000. And then I'm like, fuck this. I ain't playing this game no more.
You win.
Where does it stop? So typical tight Scotsman. But going back to Nickel, you're doing a lot within a month, mate. Give yourself time. Patience is the key here. Get all your ducks in a row, get your content sorted, then potentially look at doing some GMB stuff. I think that's the best advice I could give you, man. Anthony, should he be sending traffic to his backlinks or just build links and leave them? What's your thoughts on this question?
I think if you have authoritative websites that are in common with competitors, it can be very helpful in lower competition type niches. However, when you get into the more competitive niches, the reaction to the traffic and the links is a lot lower. So like it's not as a dramatic effect. However, in like local spaces or longer tail type keywords, you do notice a dramatic effect from building out backlinks that the competitors have and running traffic through them, or if you own out your own private network. But in the higher comp stuff, like you don't notice it. Like you won't notice the wins like you do in local. So yes and no, it depends on what you're aiming for.
Cool. Hopefully that helps you. He has another question. If I have an article in my money website for a keyword, and let's say it needs 20 links to rank for it, do these 20 backlinks need to have unique content for each link? Should I spin the content for each link? Can you duplicate the content? Anthony, the problem here is you can do what the hell you like, but that content needs to get indexed. If you want that guest post to pass you value, it has to be in Google's index. So whether it's unique content, whether it's spun, whether it's stolen from another guy's website and you paraphrase it, whatever. But most guest post providers will provide you with content as part of your link purchase. But Chris, what would you say? Is there anything to add to that?
I mean, you could pretty much use whatever. I think the initial scan and validation, you want to see it in the SERPs, but you definitely need to get the page crawled. So that's the first step of anything. And then on top of it, I would be more concerned with the title of that page and then the surrounding words around that link, and of course the anchor text. But once you get that initial crawl, it's in the index. Like if that website's getting cached consistently, you should be on the right track. I'm not overly concerned with it showing up in the SERPs always, but it is nice. But yeah, I think that's it. I think we pretty much nailed that one.
Cool. Now, Mr. Creative is asking for a free way to find low competition keywords, Chris. What's if you had no money for tools, and I'm sure that's been the case at certain points, would you still, I can't say you've got no money at all. What I'm trying to get here is, would you go and do a group buy for a tool, or is there a kind of decent free way where you can find these keywords?
I mean, a group buy is 20 for the month. You could buy 100,000 credits of keywords everywhere for $10. I think at some point you're going to need to get a tool. I'm sure there's like Wordsy. There's a plethora of keyword tools out there, but I think if you're going to take your job serious, which you probably are, you're probably either going to need to get a group buy so you can get access to the other data that you're going to need, or at least get some comprehensive keyword data like Keywords Everywhere. It gives you a pretty good overall view for really low cost. Even if you had to bite the bullet, maybe do like an Uber suggest or something, get something, pay the $20, go get, a group buy. They even have them out there for $5.
Chase is doing 12 to 15K per day right now.
15K a day.
Yeah, and he's shown fucking videos of it as well. So fair play. Fahad is asking, tell us a quick way to find a zero competition keyword. Is there a quick way, Chris, or does this require a fair bit of in-depth analysis?
A zero comp keyword, I think you're still going to have to do some type of analysis, because even if the tools throw easy competition, low search volume, sometimes those words are hard. Then other times you'll create a page and a keyword that has zero volume takes off, and you're like, what the heck? And then you re-optimize your page towards that keyword. So I still think you should do some due diligence and take a look at your leading competitors, see what they're ranking for. And I would pick out your lower competition, mid-tier volume from that. But I think it's still going to take a little bit of due diligence. And then as you create your pages, you'll start finding some gems that you can create other pages or supporting pages off of. That's how I would do it.
Hopefully that helps you, Fahad. Robbie Mack. Now, Robbie, I've read this before I put it out. I am not hugging this guy. I'm not hugging him. But he's offering you a virtual hug, Chris, for the video you put out today. He's watched it 3 times, and it's absolutely awesome. So you've made someone's day, Chris, by adding value to the community. And what was the topic of this video? Just for anyone else watching, Chris, what was on this video?
I did a video last night, but it was on getting suspended GMBs to rank. But I did it for a private video for my newsletter. So if he saw it, great, man. Glad you saw
it. Holly Starks, how are you? A long time no see. Holly has been quiet, but that could be a good thing. I'm sure you've been doing something weird and wonderful with your time, Holly. And yes, it will be good. I don't have my flight details yet, Holly. Because the problem I've got, Holly, is Brad and Mike are doing their event on the 24th in Florida, or the 25th. So I'm going to that. Then I'm going to Nashville, then going to London. But they only told me last night of the Florida thing. So I'm just trying to work out my logistics from getting to Florida, then getting to Nashville, then from Nashville over to London. So fucking nightmare, if you ask me. But hey, it will be fun, and looking forward to catching up. It's nfg2022.com. So they're doing it right after the funnel hacking event out there. So they're trying to, whilst there's people in the area, put theirs out. So nfg2022.com is the website for that. But also, Maeve has said something very cool, which was in relation to the last question. Google Autosuggest is a great place to get some keyword research done. You know, Google Autosuggest is a great free way to do it. So consider that. And Stephen Buchanan has buckled. Chase has won the day. Come on, you pussy. Nah, I'm only kidding.
Probably two.
And Maeve is laughing. By the way, don't you think people are going way too hardcore on-page optimization? Feels like good old keyword stuffing, but semantic style. What's your feelings on that, Chris?
I don't think so. Maybe. I guess we all see the same thing through different eyes. I think whatever's working for now is working for now, and that's what we're going to run with. That's what I think.
I kind of get what he's saying here.
Oh yeah.
You know, tools out there like you know, I'm not going to name names, but tools out there are telling you to add this and add that X amount of times, and it does feel a bit like keyword stuffing to some degree. And I think people do focus way too much on it. It's the same with the guys who also focus heavily on site speed. You know, is there a difference between your website loading in 1.2 seconds and 0.9 seconds? You know, after 2 seconds, is there much of a difference? I'm not so sure. You know, and I think people always dig deeper, way too deep into shit. As far as I'm concerned, overall in SEO, you know, they worry, even when it comes to backlinks. You know, people are going, it has to be another plumber that links to me because someone said it has to be a relevant link, and you're like, dude, like you're overcomplicating this. You know, make the fucking thing relevant. So I think people do dig a bit too deep and get, you know, a bit anal about certain things, and you know, you can be a little bit looser and more relaxed with it. So I get your point, man, and kind of agree with it. So there you go. Fahad is saying some people are offering DA 50 plus in 10 days for $10. If I purchase it, is it helpful or harmful for the website? It's not going to make a difference at all to your website either way. It's just some bullshit Google links to inflate your metrics. Is that going to make your website a real DA50 that carries that power? The answer is no. Is it going to harm your website? Nah, it's not. Google just basically ignore it. But the Ahrefs will report that you've got or Moz or whatever, will report that you've got an inflated DR. Good for kidding customers on. That's about it. So Fahad says, is it helpful, not helpful, or harmful, Chris? 1, 2, or 3?
2.
I would agree. Honey, how can I index a backlink?
I think there's a number of ways to index a backlink. I think the standard response is utilize a indexing service. Another one is attaching through the indexing API, building backlinks to the page. Yeah, I think those are all good suggestions.
Cool. Stephen Buchanan's got a wee teary face there. Don't worry, Chase is doing well. Don't compete yet. But Holly starts is saying, "Oh my God, my wife will kill me if I book another conference back to back. I know the feeling. It's fucking chaos. My September is pretty much a fucking write-off, and going into October. So I'll probably be in the doghouse for a few weeks. But it is what it is." Facebook user, any good suggestions on places to put free content on to rank for your brand to influence customers, because customers see your brand on ads and then Google the brand name. But sometimes, as any business is there, is bad press or reviews in the top 10. So someone who wants to leverage, another website for their brand, potentially not a review website because it just gives people an opportunity to slam you. Where would you go, Chris?
Yeah, I think that like plugging in the global newswire so you could get the Yahoos and the Market Watches and these types of links. That's good for pushing down that type of content. Your paid, your business profiles that you can get. I've noticed like your men's journal and stuff like this. Those work efficient. The Yahoos work efficient. Market Watches. I think your higher authoritative links, you're going to have to come off some coin. But if you really want to knock it down and have your article found first for your brand name, I think that that's what it would take. Some higher, like mid-tier, high-tier PR. And then you have those better business profile like Inks and Men's Journal and these types of links. I'd go out seeking those.
Yeah.
That's what I'd go for.
Go for that. Holly, Mike is apparently a one-day workshop. I don't know how that's going to work in one day. But hey, fuck it. We'll see how it goes. But I'm expecting it to be there for a couple of days anyway. So these guys are not going to just fucking turn up for one day. I wouldn't imagine so. But hey, we'll see what happens. But yeah, allegedly it's a one-day workshop. But there will be the night after and the day after. People will be kicking around. So there you go. Holly also says QR code honey. Monsieur says he saw your New York SEO expert has something like more than 1 billion backlink. How did you do that? So you've got more than 1 billion backlinks, Chris.
I just built a couple thousand.
Not 1 billion.
No. couple thousand throughout the site onto each of the pages.
I'm going to make the assumption he's maybe talking about your Google site that he's seen, which I'm going to imagine
the overall. Yeah, I'm sure the overall DA might be picking that up, but I only built a couple thousand to those pages though.
Yeah,
and it was great GSA.
He's literally leveraged the Google site's overall authority to do that. So it's not Chris that's got the billions of backlinks.
No.
I'm making the assumption that's what it is, but hey, I could be wrong. But Raul Gupta is here. How to make SEO strategy for local business?
That's a big question, right? So how do you make a SEO strategy for a local business? By determining who the primary winners are and modeling after exactly what they're doing, but doing it a little better. They have 20 pages. Okay, let's build 30. They have 147 backlinks. All right, I'm going to build 160. They're all DR20s. We're building DR30s, baby. They're at a 1.83% density for primary keywords. All right, we're going to go 2.01 on our density, right? I think that's pretty much where you're at. That's exactly what I would do. Figure out who the top performers are, what's Google rewarding, analyze each of those SERPs, and then start mapping out your strategy from there as far as content, links, so on and so forth. See who the winners are and model. That's step one.
It really can be as easy as that. Does a no follow link affect rankings at all, Chris? I know you do a lot of testing. Would you say through what you've seen,
I believe,
impacts UV?
yeah, they're just not saleable. They definitely get the metrics up, and I I would be hard pressed to say that they weren't a needle mover as well. I think they move the needle. They definitely inflate metrics. And I think Google crawls all links because no follow, do follow is a directive from the webmaster, and Google does whatever they want.
Good answer. Good answer. I would probably 100% agree with everything you just said there. So there we go. Holly says, I can make it work, I think. I have to buy my wife something to soften her up, though. Chris, how does your wife feel about jumping around conferences and stuff?
She wants nothing to do with any of that. I'm waiting for little Chris to get a little bigger so he can roll with me, but she wants nothing to do with SEO or anything. She doesn't want nothing to do with it. No, she hates that.
My wife comes to certain conferences and she'll be in the hotel and shit, but yeah, she stays quite far away from it. Like, she's just like, fuck that. I couldn't listen to you guys talking shit about fucking tools and this, that, the next thing. So now she, and more often than not, she just like, just go yourself. But nah, I think when I come to America and stuff, I'm bringing the family with me. I don't like to be away too long, and we can kind of make a holiday out of it as well. So the plan would be to, if we're going to Florida, and they can go to Disneyland or whatever it is out there, and they enjoy that. So it's win-win for for both of us. So yeah, my wife's pretty much like yours. She doesn't want fuck all to do with SEO. Hates the conversations, hates all the chit chat and the drunken rambling. She's sat there through it many times at events I've been to, and she's just like, enough's enough. She doesn't know shit all about it. She knows what it is, but yeah, she doesn't want to take part in those conversations.
No, I know, man.
Rob Prosser is here. Hello, Mr. Prosser. How's it going? You've not been here for weeks, man. Where have you been hiding?
Yeah, where have you been?
Also, there's a few other guys that are normally always in that are not here. They could be on holiday, though. Fred Hutterson is normally always first in with the comments, and he's not been first in with the comments for weeks. Where are you, Fred? And SEO Conspiracy is saying he's with Chris in that one. No follow doesn't pass on page rank, but there are other signals around a link. So, yes, he is also in agreement, and Lauren also knows it. So, also good to see that we're all kind of on the same hymn sheet. And you've got my strongest respect if your wife cares about SEO. Imagine the conversations if your wife was an SEO. That would be fucking hellish, right?
I'd be in heaven. That would be great.
Come on. Surely you would get bored of that shit. You know, Mark Lawrence is teaching his wife to be a copywriter. Like, he is planning on getting her out of her day job and into the world of SEO.
The hardest job ever, content writing. Oh my goodness. Oh, Mark.
Oh, Fred Hutterson is actually here. So good to see you, Fred.
Lingering in the shadows.
Listen, there's a lot of lurkers in here, and they always say, see, when you go off at the end of a show, which we will be doing in a minute's time, you always see all the fucking lurkers. Oh, thanks.
No way.
Like, fuck.
Yeah. For those questions midstream.
But Rob Prosser has been setting up affiliate sites. Good to hear it. And a Facebook user wants to know what services do you each provide. So, Chris, rhyme off what services you would give to someone right now that you're available to do.
Consultations, link building, citations, press releases, schema, anything that encompasses a SEO campaign, recurring,
Fair enough.
monthly, whatever.
Good. I only really do consultancy. I've got a link building company, linksforyou.com. Consultancy, training agencies and stuff like that. And that's pretty much it for me. And obviously the link building thing. Anything else, schema, and any of the other stuff that Chris offers, I do not. It's just fucking hassle to offer those services. But hey, each to their own. I'm not set up to do that stuff. So Chris is your man if you're wanting actual SEO services. But Chris, what is your main website for your services?
Services.chrispalmermarketing.com.
.com.
Yeah, but to make it easy, what I did is if you just type in chrispalmerseo.com, enter, it'll take you right over there. Because I noticed I was getting a lot of hits on there, and I'm like, what the heck? So I was just like, all right, redirect to services.
Why not? That's what most people will be wanting anyway. No one wants to fucking do it themselves. But on that note, guys, we are sadly out of time for this week, but we will be back at the same time next week. Please do check out Chris Palmer SEO over on YouTube or his services, if you're interested in services. And please do give us a little like and subscribe to the channel if you've enjoyed the content. And do check out Chase Rayner. He deserves another mention. Holly Starks as well, and Stephen Buchanan for their kind donations. But Chase Rayner won that one today. Do check him out and check the other guys out as well. But yes, we will catch you guys next week. And SEO Conspiracy, Laurent, we hope you do have us on the podcast sooner rather than later. Just shoot us a message on Facebook or whatever, and we will get that organised. But on that note, guys, final mention, odys.cc. The link is below. £100 sign up for Age Domains. Catch you guys later.
See you guys. Thanks, Craig. See you guys.